Shalawama, I'm Dr. Yasapa with Zion Law School. And today, right now, I'm going to read Numbers chapter 1, and I'm going to try to do this regularly, maybe every other day. So right now, I'm going to read Numbers chapter 1. See, you're in. You talk too much, be quiet. Okay, the video is going, so don't talk. All right, so here we go. Today, I'm going to read Numbers chapter 1. Okay, this is for everyone who may not be able to read the scripture, maybe because you're driving, or maybe because you're in the office, or some other reason where you're not able to read it on your own, or maybe because you have a headache, or maybe because you don't have your glasses, or whatever, for whatever reason. So I'm going to try to do this every other day. Okay, so let's begin with the reading of Numbers chapter 1. I'm going to share my screen. So here we go. All right. This is coming out of the NIV version. That's the New International Version. There's nothing special about the NIV version. I'm only using it because it comes at the top of my search result. Okay, so Zion Law School students are taught how to work with all versions of scripture. So let's begin with the reading. I will not give any commentary. I will only read. Okay, so enjoy this while you're in your car or doing whatever, and I'll get started now. So we'll look at this subheading. Now, take note that subheadings were not in the original document. Subheadings were not a part of the original oral history. The oral history came first. The written document came a long time after. Okay, so this is the written document. These subheadings or headings were, and also chapter and verse were not a part of the original oral record. Always remember that. So I'm going to begin with Numbers chapter 1. And we'll go to the end of the chapter and I'll end the video. So here we are. Let's go. The Most High spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting of the desert of Sinai on the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. He said, take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. So what is a clan? A clan is a group of families. A group of families make up a tribe. The 12 tribes make a nation. Okay, so let's continue with verse 3. You and Aaron are to count according to all, you and Aaron are to count according to all their divisions. All the men, okay, note, all the men, doesn't mention women, all the men in Yasharallah who are 20 years old or more and able to serve in the army. This is the key. We're dealing with men who are 20 years old who can serve in the army. Okay, 4, one man from each tribe, each of them the head of his family is to help you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. So this would be what? Operational information, right? Okay, so from Reuben, Eleazar, son of Sheddur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zuri Shaddai. From Judah, Nishan, son of Aminadab. From Issachar, Nathaniel, son of Zur. From Nebulon, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph. Interesting, right? The sons of Joseph. Okay. From Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. From Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedasor. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Akron. From Gad, Eliphaz, son of Duel. From Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. Verse 16, you see the highlight. These were the men appointed from the community, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of the house of Yasharallah. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified. Notice that key word, specified. Zion Law School scholars understand that this is very important. This concept is very important. Okay. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified, and they called the whole community. We know this would be nation, not community, right? They called the whole nation together on the first day of the second month. The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families. And the men 20 years old or more were listed by name, one by one, as the Most High commanded Moses. And so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. Now, I want everybody to take a note of this very special scripture here. This scripture is hotly debated in the argument regarding who is Yasharallah and who is not. Okay, so those of you who are aware of this, you already know. Those of you who aren't, you are now aware of it. Up to you to figure this out on your own, or you can come to class and we can work through this together. Class is every Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me read this again. Everybody should remember this, okay? Verse 17, Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified, and they called the whole nation together on the first day of the second month. The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more by their name, one by one, okay, as the Most High commanded Moses. And so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. Continue with verse 20. From the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel. Notice we're dealing with what? Sons. Okay. Other translations will tell you directly that the census was taken by the house of the father. That's why we see son here, okay? Son. Firstborn son of Israel. All the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army, were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. From the descendants of Simeon, all the men 20 years old more who were able to serve in the army were counted and listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number of the tribe of Simeon was 59,300. From the descendants of Gad, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The numbers from the tribe of Gad was 45,650. From the descendants of Judah, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Judah was 74,600. Actually, this would be a good lesson for everyone to read to their children, okay? And then have your children tell which tribe had the most population and which had the least, okay? That would be a very interesting homework assignment for your children. Okay, verse 28, the descendants of Issachar. All the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records. Note that these records are part of our heritage, right? And our heritage was taken away from us. Okay? The heritage was taken away from us. According to the records of their clans and families, The numbers from the tribe of Issachar was 54,400. From the descendants of Zebulun, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. So records were kept of clans and families. 31. The number from the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. From the sons of Joseph, from the descendants of Ephraim, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. What's significant about verse 32? What do we know about Joseph? Where did Joseph get his wife? Where were his two children born? That's the question, okay? So if you can answer that question, that gives you information as to how to tell who is Yasharallah. Let's look at it again. From the descendants of Ephraim. Ephraim was the son of Joseph. Okay, son of Joseph. Joseph had two wives from Mitzrayim. The entire population of the tribe is mentioned, right? The entire population of the tribe is mentioned. So these were all considered Yasharallah, all right? Now the counter side of that would be, well, this was before Moses. This was before Moses. The census was taken before Moses. Why Moses? Because the covenant contract was given to Moses. So some people may argue that this is no longer valid, right? That's an argument that some people have. But what we have on paper is that all of the population from Joseph's house was counted in the census. No one was taken away. In other words, if you count the three generations, that the doctrine that you need to be in the house for three generations before you can become Yasharallah, that is not evidence in this verse. Okay, but you decide what you want. I'm only bringing the information to you. I'm not a religious leader, I'm an educator. Let's continue, verse 34. From the descendants of Manasseh, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the family were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number of the tribe of Manasseh was 32,000. So again, there's no specific mention of any men being subtracted out. Okay, so this is the house of Joseph. Okay, well, we'll start here. That's the house of Joseph, okay? So let's continue. This is just interesting stuff that we should be aware of, okay? Let's continue verse 38, the descendants of Dan. All the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Dan was 62,700. From the descendants of Issachar, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army, listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. Remember, clans are composed of families, and the tribe is composed of clans. Okay. 41, the number of the tribe of Issachar was 41,500. From the descendants of Naphtali, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number of the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron. Okay, so here we are. These are the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. All the Israelites 20 years old or more who were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total was 603,550. So now here we are in Moses' time. And let's go back to 38, the decision, I'm sorry, 36. No, 30. Where's Joseph? Let's go back to Joseph, wherever Joseph is. In here. Okay, Joseph's wife was from Mizraim, right? He had the 2 children. So what is this telling us? Moses and Aaron did not subtract out any of the children of their offspring. At least it's not recorded that any were subtracted out. Okay, so that's very interesting. Verse 47, the ancestral tribes of the Levite, the ancestral tribe, that's singular, the ancestral tribe of the Levites, however, was not counted along with the others. The Most High had said to Moses, you must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law. That's the contract law, right? Over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down. And whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. The Israelites are to set up their tents by divisions, each of them in their own camp under their standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the covenant law, the contract law, right? So that my wrath will not fall on the Yasharala nation. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the covenant law or the contract law. The Israelites did, or the house of Yasharala did all this just as the Most High commanded Moses. So that's our Bible reading for the day. I'm happy, very thankful and grateful to be able to bring this to you. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment box. Or even if you have any suggestions, leave it in the comment box. Like and share the video, please. Help us get this word out. And come to the Curses class. I teach it every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, you get 2. It was 4. I reduced it to 3. Now it's 2. You get 2 classes for free. Okay, so come while it's still free. You don't have to buy anything. Get this knowledge while you can. Okay, get it while you can. And there's no reason for you not to come because it's free, right? All right, so I'm Dr. Issachar. That's the end of this Bible reading, and I will see you in the next video. Shalom.